morning, this is Eric Kampmann, and I am with Senior Pastor Chuck Davis of Stanwich Church.
We're talking about Eric's new book that is going to be released soon, Getting to Know Jesus. Eric, I thought it'd be interesting for you to tell a little bit of the story of how you came up with the title for the book.
Well, let me tell you about struggle, because I had so many different, a year with the Lord on in the footsteps of Jesus, and nothing seemed satisfactory. In the beginning of 2015, I decided to read a Philip Yancey devotional. It's really his writings over the course of a year. And around the third or fourth day, I read this passage, and it goes like this. This is Philip Yancey speaking. I fall back on the response of Bishop Ambrose, mentor to Augustine, who was asked on his deathbed whether he feared facing God at judgment. "We have a good master," Ambrose replied with a smile. Now Yancey goes on to say, "I learned to trust God with my doubts and struggles by getting to know Jesus." If that sounds evasive, I suggest it accurately reflects the centrality of Jesus in the New Testament. We start with him as the focal point and let our eyes wander with care into the margins. By looking at Jesus, I gain insight into how God feels about what goes on down here. Jesus expresses the essence of God in a way that we cannot misconstrue.
Yeah, getting back to the central place of Jesus in the message of what we're following, who we're following, what we're believing, and who we're living into. It is Jesus. And if you reduce the Christian faith to religion, you're going to be in struggle and insecurity all the time. But if you elevate it to its aspect of relationship and this idea of getting to know Jesus as he dwells in you and takes over every aspect of your life, it's an empowering reality.
It was also a revelation to me that the reason I found this such a wonderful title for a book that I was involved in is actually to find exactly what has been going on in my life. That Jesus in my youth was one thing, and then his middle years he became another thing. And then through daily biblical reading, through these podcasts that you and I have been doing over the years, and then finally writing this book in 2000, last year, I found that the process of getting to know Jesus is a lifelong process, and it was liberating for me to say, I don't have to have a specific day that I turn to the Lord. I'm sure there was that day. I think I know when it was, but the whole process of getting to know Jesus is a lifelong journey.
Which is cool, because the day we cross over the veil and we see him as he is with no longer a veil, we're going to realize that he was even more amazing and is more amazing than our best imagination.
This is Eric Kampmann, and this is Sunrise.